Good day, good day, good day. Once again, thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm your host. I'm your host, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. Like I say, I want to thank each and every one. 29,000 plus 200, over 200 subscribers, 29.2. You know what I'm saying? 100 subscriber. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's huge. Especially in this type of line of what I'm trying to do as far as with this platform. My story is my true story of change and redemption. If I, the one Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. Right now, you see this right here, what does it say? Beyond lucky. Beyond lucky. Beyond lucky is the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. True story of change and redemption. This is my ministry. I'm not your typical minister. What I seek to do, I seek to share my story to enlighten the younger generation that's out there that thinking about going out there taking shortcut, taking a lazy way out. You know what? That's not right. Because what's going to happen is it's going to cost you. Might cost you your life, might cost you your freedom, might cost you a family member, but it's going to cost you. It's not worth it. Today, what I'm getting started is secret. What is the definition of a secret? Okay, something kept hidden or unexplained. Mystery. Okay, something kept from the knowledge of others or shared only confidentially with a few. A method, formula, or process used in the art of operation. So, like right now, a secret. A secret is, you know what? If you don't want somebody to know, you better do it by yourself or do it with people that you trust. Because when you got more than one person involved, it's not a secret. Eventually, whatever's in the dark, eventually going to get light. It's a matter of time. And right now is you got people that got secret. What start happening? That secret start beating you up. How it start beating you up? Because of your consciousness. I'll say conscious, able to feel and think in a normal, waking state. Okay, aware of oneself as thinking, being known what one is doing and why. Okay, accompanied by awareness of what one is thinking, feeling, and doing intentional. Okay, capable of thought. Will or perception. And what I'm saying is sometimes your conscious, your mind, play tricks on you and it get the best of you, especially when you got something heavy weighing on your mind, burdening you, troubling you. Guess what? A lot of times people cannot deal with that. Some people commit suicide because of certain secret. Okay, some people right now get depressed. Okay, they go off their rocker. Some people beat themselves to death in regards to, quote unquote, that secret. Because once again, people, what we have to understand, you can fool anybody, but you can't fool yourself. You know what you did and what you don't do. So you have to sometimes repent and come clean. Today, what I'm going to talk about this right here. Okay? Look at this right here. Rafael Ruffin, a.k.a. Ruff. Okay? The man, who betrayed Pappy Mason and the Bebo'S. This is Ruff. You see Pappy, you see the parole officer Brian Rooney, and you see Ruff. Sit back and think about it. To me, what I know about Ruff, what I know about Ruff, I met Ruff through Pappy. I don't know much about Ruff or whatever. I just know, seeing him, like right now when me and Pappy both was fighting, I was fighting the murder charge and Pappy was fighting the parole officer murder charge. And see, a lot of people, like everybody try to think or everybody say, oh, well, Glaze, you had something to do with it. You told him on Pappy about Brian Rooney murder. People, what you got to understand is this. I met Pap in 85, I think right after the Rooney murder. And right now, was the next time I ran back into Pappy, we was already incarcerated. He fighting a Rooney murder, and I'm fighting, my murder. And when you sit back and think about it, that happened in 85, okay? I was incarcerated 86, got out 87. So I didn't become part of the Renzo Nichols organization till 87. 2 years after, Rooney was murdered. So, like when people say, oh, well, you told about this and that. Nah, I was not involved. But it was other individual that was involved, that was there, period, that knew. So when you sit back and think about, I'm trying to think about it. I know Ruff was one of them. Okay. I say right now, total, besides Fat Cat, besides Pap, I say a total of probably like 8 people know about who was involved with the execution of parole officer Brian Rooney. And even right now, when I came around, those that was involved, they was no longer around. You know what I'm saying? Only person who was around, you had Ruff was still there, running an operation for Pappy and running the Bebo'S, running them into the ground. You had a few people, Jug, you had Bo, but once again, who else was around? You know what I'm saying? Everybody was gone. And then the two individuals that impacted the most, I'm talking right now is, man, our herd is burdening them. It beated them up because once again, the conscience, man. Sometimes right now when, in life, when you do certain things, you know what? You can't deal with it. Some of the things that you do in life can come back and bite you in the rear end, and you do not know how to deal with that pressure. You do not know how to deal with that secret because you're worried about something of that magnitude eventually going to get out. So when it get out, right now this is something that can get me the death penalty. This is something that can get me life imprisonment. So everybody that was involved, part of that conspiracy, guess what? They kept it like this. They kept it locked up. And even as time went on, when I made a deal, and one of the things they came to me and, what was my involvement in the pro officer Brian Rooney execution? What was my involvement in Brian Rooney execution? And to me, like I say, that was an easy one. I had no involvement, okay? And the record will reflect that. I don't care what anybody say. Anybody could came in and cooperate after the fact. Right now, I didn't have nothing to do. I didn't have no knowledge of that. So you can't speak upon something that you didn't know. But those that was there, guess what? They knew. And you know what? Like I was saying before, who knew? Who was there? Who was part of that movement at that present time? Who was a part of that situation? Who knew the key fundamental of who was down and who wasn't down? Okay? It wasn't me. I wasn't down. I wasn't around. So what I'm just trying to say right now is, guess what? Whatever's in the dark, eventually gonna come to light. And I don't care right now with folks, listen, if there's something that you ain't supposed to do, don't do it. Do not do it. Back then, we didn't have all the devices and the camera, and I'm talking about right now, the traction from the cell phone. We didn't have all that back then. But now they do. Back then, only thing you had was eyes. You know what I'm saying? People that was there or people that know. So what I'm just trying to say, do not put yourself in that type of predicament. Do not get yourself caught up in that type of environment. Do not get yourself caught up into other people nonsense, man. Other people conspiracy, other people entanglement, other people nonsense, other people destroy and destruction. You don't need that. We got our own problem to deal with each and every day. So don't take on somebody else's problem, or don't want to be so over anxious that you want to be down with this person. You want to be part of something, or you want to impress this young lady. You want her to be your girlfriend. And you feel if you do this, you feel if you out there making fast money or doing illegal activity or shooting or hurting people, showing how tough and macho you are, you feel that's what it's going to take to get involved, to be a part of that group, or be a part of that girl life, or be a part of that guy, that crew life, man, or be a part of that gang life. No. You have to be better than that, and you have to say later for that, because at the end result, it's not worth it. And once again, if you're not going to do it by yourself, first of all, I'm going to suggest don't do it at all. I'm going to suggest do it right the first time. Don't get caught up in that nonsense, because if you do, it's going to be hell to pay. And once again, right now, it's not worth it. I was once the problem. Now what I'm seeking to do, I'm trying to be part of the solution. I'm trying to give, the right, direction or guidance, or getting people to understand. Listen, I lived this. I was that test dummy. Listen, read my book. Learn from the words that coming out of my mouth. It's not worth it. I don't care what anybody try to tell you. You want to be down. You want to be cool. You want to be part of the crew. You want to be part of the gang. You want this girl. You want this car. You want this house. You want this jewelry. If it don't have a positive, legit plan, don't do it. Do not do it. Because what you're doing is you setting yourself up to fail. Big time. I'm talking about right now is you going to hit that roadblock, boom. And guess what's going to happen? Here it is, you're going to see nothing but complete darkness. And when you see complete darkness or whatever, that mean your life is over with. That mean the life that you once owned, the wife that you once had, the life that you once lived is gone. It's no longer yours. You know what? Here it is. Either you're going to return back to where you came from in death form, or you're going to return to that $1 billion prison system, living there in a jail cell for the rest of your life. You know what? Listen to words that come out my mouth. And once again, what I want you to do and what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to read an excerpt from this book right here, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story about crack, money, murder, and redemption. If I can change, anybody can change. And right now, I can remember right now when I made a deal and I sat down. Question 2, you know what I'm saying? What was your involvement with parole officer Brian Rooney murder? I answered by saying the Brian Rooney hit was before my time. There wasn't anything that I could add to the Brian Rooney file. Even though, listen, I didn't care. They gave me credit for it. It didn't make me no different. Because once again, when you build a relationship with people, people are going to do what they can do, especially if you genuine and sincere to help you out. As time went on, they had so many guys in jail with life sentences that was all coming forward to get on the bandwagon, seeking to cut a deal. For example, Michael Smith, a.k.a. Little Pies, was convicted for murder and sentenced to 25 to life. During his bid, he came backing down several times, seeking to cut a deal. He helped both state and feds to build a case against this guy. You know what I'm saying? He was part of the family, okay? But eventually, he didn't go through with the deal. He didn't testify against him. Why? Because the federal government say, listen, man, you know, we want your cooperation. We want you to make a deal. But guess what? We can't do nothing for you. You got 25 to life for the state. Only thing we can do is move you, Little Pies, Michael Smith. We can move you from the state correctional facility and push you into Club Fed so you can do a little easier bit. So, you know, right now, he look at that. You know, he lying. He's saying that, you know what, that Jughead was a boss. And Pies is saying, you know, and they was banging the same girl, some girl named Tanya. So Pies say, well, one time he bumped into Jug, and Jug told him that, yo, you know what I'm saying, you know, by the way, we killed the parole officer. So when they came to work there, I said, come on, man, let's get real. I say, Jug was a boss. This dude Pies, he was a flunky. What a boss gonna tell a flunky, yo, by the way, we killed, you know what I'm saying, the parole officer? That didn't happen. And people, that's what I want y'all to understand. Anybody can say what happened, what didn't happen, unless you was there, unless you see it for yourself. Guess what? That's all it is, words. Let me see. So what I'm looking at is this, man, and you get into the fact, like I'm talking about Ruff. You know what Ruff did? You know what? Ruff caught the case. When he caught the case, they snatched him up on a Fed case. And when he caught the case, you know what I'm saying, right now, what he did was to leverage, because they hit him with a body, okay? They hit him with a body, and he knew they had him. So he basically the ace in the hole, the secret, a 7-year secret, because right now this didn't come out until 1992, 7 years after Rooney death. You know, when Ruff got knocked and he made a deal, and basically he told him everything. He told him who was involved, the brothers, 2 brothers. They was involved from Brooklyn or whatever. And right now, all the other participants that was involved with that. And the difference was, guess what? I'm saying slowly but surely, the feds in the state put it together. And you know what? You probably got like about 7 people pleading guilty to that about their involvement. And right now, everybody's out right now. They did their time from back then and they out right now. Everybody's out except for, you know what I'm saying, Fat Cat. And from my understanding, I don't think Pap ever got charged with that. But the difference is what I'm trying to say right now, folks, listen, man, I'm talking about you and a person can start off as friends. And right now, like I say, Pap, Ruff, I remember right now was Pap calling me up, Pap telling me, man, Rafael Ruffin, that was like my brother. They say, Glaze, that was like my brother. When I did that Zip 7, he came to see me daily. He made sure, like he came up there, you know, I sent me food package. He took care of me. So it was a love there. It was a lawyer there. And that's what I'm saying. When Ruff was out on the street, Ruff did a lot of stupid, you know, saying nonsense. And he got over because he was under Pappy protection umbrella. But at the end, when every day it was said and done, Ruff is the one Rafael Ruffin, aka Ruff, is the one that brought down Howard Pappy Mason and the Bebo'S. He the one busted a 7-year-old case. And I don't care, like you said, people say, you know what, they can want to say, but that's facts. That's facts. You cannot run and you cannot hide from facts. But the moral of the story is like this, there's no such thing as a secret, okay? Because once again, it's a secret if it's just you and you keep it to yourself. But as soon as you run your mouth and share that with somebody else, it's no longer a secret. Now they know about it. And that's what happened. Too many individuals already knew about it. And guess what? They was beating themselves up about it. And they was destroying their life. You know, from my understanding, you got a few of these guys start getting high like crazy because of the pressure. Knowing that, guess what? One day, boom, 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 they could be knocking on your door, coming to arrest you. Because there's no statute of limitation on murder, especially law enforcement. So this, like I say, folks, listen, man, crime doesn't pay. Right now, I am Brian Glaze Gibbs. And right now, Google me. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Brian Glaze Gibbs. Like, this is my truth. This is my ministry. If I, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. Why? Because change comes from where, folks? Change comes from within. Change comes from you have to want to change. Listen, do me a favor. Right now is get your signed copy of Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs book. You know what I'm saying? By emailing me at Brian, BRIAN, GIBBS 1201 at yahoo.com. Get your signed copy today. Otherwise, you can go to Amazon, you know what I'm saying, order it Beyond Lucky. Get your merch, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs t-shirt, either later for that. You know, I just got finished talking to one of the guys, you know what I'm saying, from that FX hip hop, you know what I'm saying, Uncover BIM. And right now is he was just teasing me because I say certain key words. I repeat myself a lot. So, you know, right now he called me like, you know, about an hour ago. And when he called me, it's like teasing me. And like, you know what? I gave my hats off, man. I think they did a great job on hip hop, Uncover, him, you know what I'm saying, Big U, his sister Deb, Trick, Haitian Jack, like, you know, they did a great job, man. And once again, getting people to understand, like, you know, that culture, that hip hop, and how the hip hop and the street coincide. How hip hop and the street was actually one. And that's the difference. You had, you know what I'm saying, rappers that want to be street guys. You got street guys that want to be legit. You know, right now they had all the opportunity the rappers had. Guess what? They wouldn't be in the street. They wouldn't be doing those, you know, saying like, you know, negative nonsense, you know, throwing brick at the prison wall, killing one another, you know, doing stupid stuff when you don't have to. It's a lot of things that we do in life that we do not have to. The difference is what we have to do is think. You know what I'm saying? Think. Keep positive people in your life at all times. When you start seeing negativity start entering your circle, that negative energy, that negative vibe, negative situation, no. When you start seeing that drama, you push these individuals out of your circle because they're not adding value. They taking value away, and you don't need that under any circumstance. So that's what I'm trying to say is I don't care who you are, what you are. I don't care right now is people from my past. What? If I get into a conversation, I know whether I'm going to talk to them again in life. Why? Because once again, if they still stuck and still talking about all that negative and nonsense, they not talking about growth and development, I don't have no conversation with them no more. Because guess what? That's not the direction that I am right now. That's not the direction that I'm heading. I'm on a strictly different course, man. I'm on a course for success. I'm on the course of righteousness. I'm on a course of truthfulness, honesty, empowerment, uplifting. You know what? That's what life is all about, man. When you done been there, done that, and know that's not what it's all about, it's all about how do we build as one. You know, everybody from Bob Marley to Pap to everybody. Life right now is about one thing, one love, one love. But in order for you to give one love, you have to genuinely love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you don't love nobody. But once again, thank you for joining me. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Like I say, I am the one you call Brian Glaze Gibbs, and I'm going to end it. This story is about Brian Glaze Gibbs, Okay, speak about Rafael Ruffin, aka Ruff, the man who betrayed Pappy, Mason, and Bebo. That's what this story is about. And what I'm trying to say right now, it's no such thing as a secret. If one know, and that's it. It's a secret. Just only you know it's a secret. But when more than one know, it's no longer a secret. Trust nobody, man. Trust nobody. And guess what? If you do it right the first time, you don't have to worry about ending up in that type of predicament. Thank you for joining me. Good night.